On March 26, 2021, I received a call from the Honorable Toby Barrett's office telling me that DCT had been approved for a grant under the Ontario Trillium Foundation's Resilient Communities Fund. Well, I didn't actually receive the call. My phone rang, I didn't recognize the number, it's like I'm not answering that, so I let it go to voicemail. Happily, Mr. Barrett's people left a message and I called them back the next day.
Hello everybody, congratulations to the Dunnville Community Theatre. You're not only the oldest, you're the, as I understand it, the last remaining live theatre in Haldimand County. We've all had a tough year. The show must go on, and you are positioned so well. You've got a great cast of characters, the talent, the writers, the project management, the audio and video resources, and of course the volunteers. And I think it's just great. You got a bit of help from the Ontario Trillium Foundation through the Resilient Communities Fund. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for your enthusiasm. And I look forward to the upcoming series of podcasts. All the best.
Hi, my name is Cindy Chatsis, and as a volunteer representing the Ontario Trillium Foundation, I want to congratulate you on receiving this Resilient Communities Fund grant. This year has been very different for all of us, and I hope that you and your families are staying safe and healthy during these unprecedented times. The Ontario Trillium Foundation acknowledges the long history of Indigenous peoples in Ontario and the fact that we are on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Attawandaron. The OTF is an agency of the Government of Ontario and one of the largest grant-making foundations in Canada. And thanks to the Ontario government, each year we are able to award over 600 grants to nonprofit organizations that are doing great work in the communities across the province. The Dunnville Community Theatre received a $5,200 Resilient Communities Fund grant over 12 months to rebuild and recover from the impacts of COVID-19 by designing and launching a new website, creating and producing podcasts, purchasing filmmaking equipment and new video editing software, offering online training for board members, and launching an advertising campaign to reintroduce themselves into the community. I want to commend you for your new video podcast series, Postcards from the DCT. Your organization is enriching people's lives through artistic and cultural initiatives. With the pandemic, we know that it hasn't been easy for people working in the arts and culture industry. Thank you for continuing to do great work. On behalf of the Ontario Trillium Foundation, thank you for asking us to help you create a healthier, more vibrant community. Congratulations.
Hello. I'm Claire Vandenpoel, Treasurer of Dunnville Community Theatre. On March 17, 2020, Premier Doug Ford declared a state of emergency that came with a shutdown. And just like everyone else who provided a non-essential service, Dunnville Community Theatre was shut down.
Only 3 months previously, DCT lost our entire executive at the annual general meeting. Our longest-serving president, Nancy Erskine, who was not only president, but director, producer, actor, trainer, recruiter, often the glue that just held us all together, announced her resignation. After more than 20 years of this heavily responsible service, she definitely deserved a break. I was too slow to yell no when volunteered for president, and I really gotta work on that. Yeah.
Linda Young, long-serving treasurer, right hand to Nancy, frequent producer, promoter, and reliable helper, also stepped down after 20 years of service. I volunteered to take the position of treasurer because I would have volunteered for anything to avoid being nominated as secretary.
Wendy Rongitz, who served as secretary, minute taker, list keeper, and rehearsal cookie provider, also stepped down after 7 years of service. I tried to wait until someone else volunteered, but the pressure got to me. Now I'm it, but I can tell you this, I am not baking cookies.
Without the dedication of these women, the new executive would not have had a foundation to stand on, and with the shutdown announced, it's almost like they knew what was coming. Well, we certainly needed a foundation. We're here to tell you a short story about how we got here. Yes, here, on your internet-connected screen.
At our first post-election meeting, we divided responsibilities between board members and we chose a play. Yes, COVID was lurking in the background, but I really didn't want to be the new president who couldn't launch a production. Margaret, get your mind out of the gutter. That's not what we meant by launching a production. We chose Steve Martin's Meteor Shower as a possible production and then decided
We'd rather do A Red Plaid Shirt by Michael Wilmot. When we started talking about it as a favorable choice, we got a stern warning from Catherine regarding COVID-19.
before we even announced auditions, we realized we would not be allowed to launch a production. COVID-19, in essence, had shut us down. However, as a resilient group of stubborn theater lovers, get your mind out of the gutter, still, we decided to focus on
Infrastructure. It did need attention, that's for sure. So there we were, a bunch of stage artists who possess talents for the professional world. Get your mind out of the gutter, Margaret. Being denied our escape to the stage, which we love, and getting stuck with the kind of work we don't even like. We took a number of odious tasks, split them over a multitude of newly formed committees, and dug in, all the while believing it would soon be over, and we would be back on stage in September.
Well, September came, the lockdowns continued, the odious tasks continued, or they came to an abrupt halt because, well, we couldn't go anywhere, we couldn't talk to anyone, and we couldn't see anything. It was difficult to drum up enthusiasm for infrastructure in the first place, and now it was almost impossible to maintain it.
It was then that Catherine announced she had seen information about the Ontario Trillium Foundation having a special fund available for helping communities during these restrictions. That began our discussions about video podcasting.
We felt that unless we did something to get back into the public eye, we would lose our audience, our members, and possibly our minds. Additionally, we hoped we could stave off some impending divorces from spouses and children who love us dearly, but want us to take our dramatic crap. Margaret, I am warning you. Somewhere else.
We felt video podcasting may come naturally to us. After all, we have a filmmaker, an audio technician, and 2 project managers on the board. We also have talented writers, imaginative performers, and an unwavering dedication to applying procrastination to odious tasks. Margaret, I don't understand why you never give me that look. I mean, seriously, applying procrastination to odious tasks doesn't put you to mind of anything lewd?
We've been working very hard.
We've been working very smart.
We're tired, but we're ready.
We have a series of 10 podcasts that will be released over 20 weeks. The series is called Postcards from DCT.
Inside of the series are 2 segments. The first is called Dramatic Moments.
The second is called Close to the Curtain.
You'll have to tune in and turn on, Margaret, seriously, to see what it's all about. Until we can return to the stage, this will be our live theater. See you in Postcards from DCT. Claire, what do you think of the logo you wanted up on the wall?
What logo?
It's right there on the wall.
I don't see a logo.
I think Gene Wilder designed it.
Shut up, Charles!